Thank you. All of the wonderful suggestions on the text line here at KROQ. Love interaction with you guys, 800-520-1067. And a lot of people that understand what I'm going through. Last week before school for a lot of kids, so trying to figure out how to keep them busy. Not easy. And the best advice was bring them by and let them tour Jake's Nerd Hole. So we'll be doing that later today. Let's find out what's going on in the world. I'll look at your news, and then the second your news is done, give you a couple of tickets and get your name on that standby boarding list. You can see Sum 41, final show ever. Here we go.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. You know what's fun? Drugs are fun. Wait, did I say that out loud? Kids, say nope to dope and dare or something.
So let's start with that. Smoking weed in public has become commonplace in California, specifically in Southern California. It's more common than ever, but the city of Long Beach is trying to take it to the next level. They are trying to legalize smoking weed at public events. So a company, if this passes and everything, say a stadium or a company that's throwing an event, would be able to have people rolling joints, smoking it up at the event. And people kind of do that anyway, but it's not necessarily endorsed. But they're trying to change that, and they also said that they're already helping plan what would be the first cannabis event in the city, which of course involves Snoop. They said they're trying to do a birthday event to celebrate Snoop in 2025 in the fall, and to do that, we need to change the current status here in Long Beach. Isn't that awesome?
I mean, I didn't think...
So you could go to a beer, go grab a beer, and then the next little thing would have a bunch of different weed drinks that you could buy, or gummies or whatever.
You've sold it so beautifully. I think I was under the impression that everything you're saying was already legal, because I can't think of the last... No, I'm saying if you go to a concert, say you go to the Hollywood Bowl or something, right, and on the menu along with a beer is a weed drink or gummies or whatever. Right, that would be the next level, because as it is now, it's not like... I mean, I can't think of the last time I've gone anywhere where I have not...
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. That's already happening.
But to do big events where
the company is also allowing the consumption and sale of weed products at the event.
They tax it so high. Like, it is taxed so crazy. Because I know that when I go into the stores and I have in my head a running total of what I think it's going to cost, because I know how much this tin of gummies is and how much this eighth is, and then I get up and the price is like almost double that, and they're like, well, that's California tax, and then there's certain cities within California that have an additional city tax on top of it, too.
Right.
That, of course, they're going to say...
The companies would love that.
Yeah, but the state, they want money. They need money. They cannot figure out how to budget the money for the state, which is why it's always in disrepair. So, of course, anything that's going to bring in more money, they're going to sign off on. So, absolutely. And who better than Snoop?
I know, right?
Pride of the LBC to help spread the word. I mean,
Vanessa.
And Vanessa, but Vanessa's not a weed weed person.
I'm not a stoner.
She doesn't like weed.
You could start her.
Yeah, but you like gummies, Vanessa.
I mean, I've done them before, but I'm not like, let's get high.
All right, let's start. Let's
Pull that clip.
start some sort of dildo fest.
I think that should be the tagline for this new movement.
Yeah,
let's get high.
That's right. She's no pothead, that Vanessa.
So it's been roughly 24 hours since the new VP was announced, and of course, because a lot of people didn't know Tim Walz before yesterday, they are seeing what they can dig up on him. Anything embarrassing, anything problematic, anything that we can use to drag his name through the mud, and this is what they've found so far. Speaking of doing things with your kids, Klein, this is what the governor of Minnesota is doing with his child. They do something every year together.
Governor Walz here out at the State Fair with my daughter.
Ho.
Every year we as a family do something old and something new. I get to pick something, a classic, the old mill ride, to do that. But then we're going to go get some food, corn dog.
I'm vegetarian.
Turkey then. And
Turkey's meat.
Oh, boy. Oh, no.
I love it.
That sounds fun.
It's just like, you can be as woke as you want to be, but still there's confusion around vegetarians. And that's the classic parent-kid, like, I'm a vegetarian. Mom, I'm a vegetarian. Dad, I'm a vegetarian.
Right.
Well, I'll just have but what about pork chops? That's still meat.
Right.
Always going to happen. All right, when you encounter a coyote, you're not supposed to fight back. You're simply supposed to yell the catchphrase, "Go away, coyote." We've talked about it.
Go away, coyote!
And the coyote's supposed to run away, problem solved. Now, we all know that they're not afraid of us anymore, and now they're starting to enter people's homes because, they want to invade our homes just like burglars. But this guy who had a coyote in his house didn't yell, "Go away, coyote." He actually decided to fight back. And hold on, let me find this.
If I didn't
here.
have a dog at my house, I would probably leave coyotes in my backyard as deterrents for burglars, because it has gotten to the point now where you have to figure out what is the greatest of the evils, because you've got the break-ins that are happening pretty much everywhere now. And I think if we had a few more backyard coyotes, that would be great surveillance to keep the burglars, because I don't think anyone's afraid of the beware of dog signs.
So you're going from moat to coyote?
Yeah, moat to coyote. I mean,
911 emergency. What are you reporting?
I've been attacked by a coyote in my house.
Okay.
I killed it with a knife, but it bit me really badly.
Okay. Tell me exactly what happened.
I was in the shower upstairs, and I heard my dog screaming downstairs. I ran downstairs, and the coyote was in the house, tearing her apart, so I scared it away. And then I cornered it and stabbed it with a knife multiple times, but it bit me many times on the right wrist.
Okay, I understand.
It's so hard to impress 911 operators.
That's crazy.
how do they stay so
Anyway,
calm?
I stabbed him a bunch of times. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's just wild.
Didn't you hear I'm a badass?
If I was doing that 911 call, I'd be like, whoa!
Dude.
Klein Alley. Klein Alley Show.
KROQ, the world famous KROQ. KROQ.
It's time for ADD News. What are the chances she'll know the details of the stories? I'm guessing none.
All right, everyone felt it except Klein. It was the big 5.2 earthquake that hit Bakersfield at 9:09 p.m. last night. If you missed it, this is some of the literal groundbreaking live coverage that was going on after it happened.
This is security video from Verdugo Market and Liquor. Now, the video starts with two female customers who are patiently waiting for the clerk who is behind the counter. You can even see one of the ladies on the phone. Within seconds, they feel the shaking. You can see it there. All of them run out of the store. Now, when the shaking stopped, people went back into the store, which is now a mess. We reached out to the store clerk to see if he wanted to share his experience, but understandably, they were not ready to talk.
So that's just some of the really in-depth coverage that you're going to find for the big earthquake. But there was a little bit of damage. There was, not only did people feel the earthquake all the way down in Anaheim, the biggest damage was a large boulder the size of an SUV that fell and blocked a bunch of lanes on the 5 right near the Grapevine. And some people said when they felt it, it was so long that it felt like it was up to 45 seconds of shaking or just different waves, which, you know, can be freaky because you feel like the first shock, you're like, oh, okay, that was an earthquake. And then the second, third, you're like, am I having a stroke?
I wouldn't know. Never felt one. So annoying.
I can't believe you didn't feel it at all because it really did feel like it went on for a long time.
I've lived in California since 2006. Do you know how many earthquakes I have been here? Not you know, quote, big ones, but how many ones that have been, you know, ones you could feel. I should have felt, there's probably been hundreds, maybe thousands since I've been here. I can't feel them. I'm like immune to it or something.
Maybe that's why you're, like, you belong in California.
There's two things I've never had in my life. Never had a wet dream. Every time I'm about to have sex in a dream, I get woken up by something. It's a curse.
Mm-hmm. Like, I can't, I'm cheating.
It really is so frustrating. I can never experience the joys of a wet dream, and I can never experience an earthquake.
Both things that are like, they're all right.
No, I feel like they're not. I feel like they're
both
better
of them
than all
are
right.
a little bit overrated.
I don't think so. I think wet dream is probably as good as life gets.
No, because you wake up and you wish it was actually happening, and it's not. It's a dream.
It doesn't matter though, because if you're in the moment when you're dreaming, because I've had the flirt. I had a Sydney Sweeney one the other day where she's like, "Let's go, let's do it," and I was
nice.
like, "Nice, here we go."
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, it's like something happens. I get woken
What
up.
base are you at when you get woken up, or when you wake up?
Before it gets good.
But are you making out at least?
No, it's a very like transactional sort of a situation where, hey, you're Sydney Sweeney. Hi, who are you?
You're giving her roses?
Yeah.
300 roses. And then she's like, all right, you know what, let's just do it. And then I'm like, nice. And then I have that moment of like, it's about to happen. And then boom, I get too excited. I wake up. It's like, so.
It's your own head then. You're in your own head about it.
Of course, probably.
Because you don't really believe that you can ever get her because you can't.
Well, at some point, some people have delusional dreams. I want a delusional dream.
That's true, yeah. Klein, you know I love Costco, but there are some frustrating things about it.
You don't love Costco.
Yes, I do.
You take advantage of the return policy.
That's another reason I love it.
You return giant underwear there that it was
I don't return things regularly. I've returned things before because everyone returns things to Costco. It's one of the joys of Costco.
I love Costco so much I won't return.
Because you just want the company to do well?
Yeah.
They're doing fine.
Yeah, I don't, but I won't. I understand. I bought dumb things at Costco. You know that. The axe throwing
You shouldn't have
kit.
to keep anything you don't want.
That's how much I love them, though. So you can't say you love them. You're in line returning crackers while you're eating the crackers you're returning.
The crackers were already open
But you
by
ate.
somebody else.
That's not love for Costco. I'm just saying that's not undying, unwavering
You have
love.
more love than I do.
Thank
I get
you.
it. But
Thank
one of the
you.
things I do not like is that it takes a long time to get out because you have to wait in line and have them check the receipt. I hate that. But now it's going to take long to get in as well because each Costco, one by one,
Good
is
shop.
adding
A good shop mode.
good shop
I
where
love
they
it.
have to go a second check. No, they have card scanners now. A lot of the Costcos are getting them because they want people to scan their card as they go in to verify that it is their card with their ID. It's them, and they're not using an expired membership or somebody else's membership. And if it's not a valid card, then they have to go, come on over here and
Look,
let's activate your membership.
I don't like that policy, but I do think that if we could just clean up some of the riffraff that's loitering in there, blocking the aisles, hogging the samples, and I'm sure some of those people are not active members. Good.
Do you think you'd be able to spot an active member?
Oh yeah, you should hire me to go undercover there. I can tell you. I know everything. I can size up those people real quick.
Really?
Yep.
I feel like I cannot. I just assume everybody there is a member.
No, that's what you. Of course, you're a sucker.
But how you can't check out if you're not a member. If you have an
Some-
expired
some-
card,
some
they're going to
people,
know.
Some people have no interest in checking out. They want to loiter. They want to wander. They want to eat some samples. They may even open up some stuff and take a few bites there.
Well, and the person at the front is kind of looking for the card, but it's easy to just walk in when they're looking at someone else's card.
Yeah, you got to get in like the sea of people. You got to wait. I know. I used to not be a member for a long time.
Or just walk next to a person with a cart like you're with them.
Right. I've done that before. I put my arm around a stranger before. Walked right in. Sometimes you got to do
Why?
that.
You have a card.
No, now I'm a member. Now I got a membership. I knew someone. I got in. But for the most part,
I knew someone.
Don't worry.
I got in. You can just sign
What's
up.
the sign that you can tell that somebody's not a member?
there's a few things they do, but a lot of times, obviously,
do?
if they're not pushing,
The freaks.
if they're not pushing,
Ingrates.
they're not pushing carts, right? It's if they have nothing, if they're just kind of moving around
I
without
think
any
when
sort
they're
of
not
cart.
moving with purpose,
Yeah.
if they're slow cart
Yeah, Johnny
pushers.
Postmaster Johnny used to work at Costco, by the way, and he also he was a non-member loiterer for a while there. He recently got a membership. Congratulations, Johnny. He got
2 years strong, baby.
I got
Let's
him.
go.
I got Johnny in, but
2 years.
Johnny, you were one of these guys for a while, right? You were a loiterer with no
Correct, yeah.
membership.
You can tell who's a loiterer because they're walking around aimlessly,
Yep.
and they don't know what the hell they're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because real Costco shoppers, they are there on a regular basis and they know right where the things are that they need, and they are barreling through until they get to the next section that applies to them.
Yeah.
All right, I don't know who cares about the MTV VMAs anymore, but the nominees are out, and I don't know if they have done this before or if it's the first year, but some of the categories are sponsored now. So it's like, here are the nominees for Video of the Year presented by Burger King.
Yeah, look, gotta get
It's
that money.
like,
I get
oh
it.
my God.
That's right.
Which Billie Eilish is nominated for Lunch, and Taylor Swift, of course, has a bunch of nominations as well.
That seems like product placement. If Billie Eilish's lunch is sponsored by Burger King.
I know, right? It's just all so promotional. But Best New Artist, Chappell Roan, definitely a good one. Shabuzi, new country artist, nominated for Best New Artist. And in the alternative category, we've got Bleacher's Tiny Moves, Imagine Dragons' Eyes Closed, Linkin Park Friendly Fire, and none other than Hosier Too Sweet.
Ah, look at that.
Look at that.
Woman loves that song. Let me say hi to Line 1. Line 1 today, by the way, is brought to you by Crunch Fitness. This is our Crunch Fitness phone line. Hey, Bobby, you're on the Crunch Fitness phone line. What's up?
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, I've been going to Costco since the 90s. I hate the place. I'm there right now like 2 to 3 times a week. Sometimes I just go buy hot dogs. Sometimes I buy a bunch of stuff. Sometimes I just buy eggs, like 1 carton of eggs, and I leave. But I hate this new policy about checking in before walking in with your card.
Well, listen, I got a problem with guys like you too, for the record, and I don't take this personally, but the people that go there with like for the one thing, one and done.
Yeah, I hate
It's like,
being in line behind someone on a long line and they've got like a bouquet of flowers.
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
what? There's a million other places.
I know.
you
And
could
if you
have
hate
gotten
it, then that's on you because you could go to other places for your
this.
eggs.
You don't hate it that much because you're going 3 times a week since the 90s.
Let's get into a brand new hour of the show right now and immediately reward you for putting up with us. Caller 20, 800-520-1067. Call us now. We'll tell you what we have in store for you right after this.
Klein, Alley Show.
Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
Stargazing, K-Rock, Klein Alley Show. I think
That's stupid.
Thank you. That's instant
one
feedback.
review.
That's just one of my children, and their opinion only matters a little bit. Let's get to your news now, then we'll get into a brand new hour of the show. First thing we do in the next 5 minutes is give you tickets to Sum 41, get you on that standby list to see them again in Toronto, Canada, for what is, quote, their final show ever, but I'm not buying it. You heard it here first. I think they're going to unretire before they retire, but let's get to your news now.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News with Cougars. Yes, she's that gross.
I'm not that gross. I just cook naked sometimes after hot yoga. All right, we all want to know what our pets are thinking, and AI is being used
Put
for...
on some clothes, Allie, while you're cooking. That's what they're thinking.
No, they're not thinking that, okay? My cat was very happy when I was cooking naked. I know it. I could see it in her eyes.
Ugh, took all 9 lives at the same time.
So we use AI for all kinds of important things, but we also want to use it for dumb stuff too. And scientists are trying to use AI to interpret your dog's bark. Here's how it's going.
So far, Rara says their program has succeeded the most consistently with interpreting the breed of a dog and if it's feeling either playful or angry.
You gotta be kidding me.
No way this is real.
How much money was spent on that?
A lot. But they talk about the future and what that could entail, because the
Could
future is
entail.
more exciting than the current, which is just a newscaster pretending to be a dog.
Rara says...
I mean, just
More
in what
data.
we learned already, this guy said that so far their device can tell you the breed of the dog.
Which
I got
you
news for
already know.
You look at the dog, you can tell the breed of the dog.
Yeah.
This is so far they've done nothing.
But you can also tell...
And if it's feeling either playful or angry.
Good sound effects.
But here's the future, guys.
Rara says with more data and nuance, maybe this program could help us interpret reports from canine units or from dogs who can reportedly detect cancer.
So there you go.
All right. Well, they always...
Now the dog could be like, you have cancer.
You have cancer.
And you
I saw it in a dream.
You're dying.
Exactly. So that's what AI's been up to. Jack Black.
No, but that is nothing. That is not news. You just,
Yeah, right?
You just
That's
delivered.
insane.
You just
What the
delivered-
hell are they doing?
That's nothing. How many millions of dollars were spent on this? I would demand a
I
refund.
mean, there's a lab.
Oh, man.
There's a whole lab that's doing
How long
that.
did you spend on this story?
A long time. This was cut down from like
crazy.
5 or 6 minutes reporting on this.
Unbelievable.
They should demand a refund.
Oh,
Because that is terrible.
We got to call that company, man, and find out what's happening over there.
Yeah, how much they've spent millions of dollars to give us this so far that they can tell the difference if the dog is happy or not. But maybe one day we'll find out if there's cancer.
But they also said, I didn't even include this part, they said that figuring out the gender is a little tougher. I'm like, by the bark?
Just flip it
Because
over.
we
need AI for that.
Can
Yeah.
see all this.
You don't need AI. You got eye. You just flip it
Their
over.
belly.
This is unbelievable.
So, all right.
Jake just doesn't want this technology to be released because you better believe the first thing we're going to do is set it up to his dog, and his dog's going to say, I want out of this.
Exactly. That's
Now
the
what you're
thing.
gonna
Is
say.
what we really want to know is what the dog is thinking in their brain, which is, I probably am not happy with you as an owner, and I wish I could have
Right.
been a celebrity's dog.
Right.
Okay, Jack Black got a little love from Dave Grohl the other day when the Foo Fighters covered a Tenacious D song. They covered Tribute, which was an interesting nod to a band that has gotten a lot of controversy recently, and there's been a lot of question about whether they've broken up for good. And Jack Black has commented on it. He said, we need to take a break. Everyone needs a break sometime. But he also said, and we'll be back. So it is hopeful that Tenacious D will continue to perform at a later date, which is nice because I think a lot of people thought like, oh, they're definitely done. And then the Olympics, like I said, is continuing. There's going to be synchronized swimming. There's going to be more track and field stuff today. The men's steeplechase is going to happen today if you want to tune in for that. And a lot of the team sports like basketball, men and women's basketball and volleyball is continuing. But there is still a scandal because it is the Paris Olympics, and another swimmer has come down with a horrible stomach infection after swimming in the Seine River. So it's like another, hey, this is a triathlete, right, who does running and swimming and now has a horrible stomach infection because they're swimming in a river that they have spent billions of dollars cleaning, but still is so gross that people are throwing up after swimming in it.
That's why it's good they're moving this thing to L.A., where our river is
Are
clean.
clean.
Thanks for watching some of our radio show. We've got to get these cameras back to Best Buy before the 30 days runs out. So in the meantime, you can check out our radio show, which is available to listen to every day live on KROQ or the podcast.
Yes, if you download and subscribe to the podcast, you can save a morning show in need.
That's us.
We're very much in need. We're thirsty. Thirst trap.